It's 3:07 a.m. Your eyes open. You didn't hear a noise. You don't need the bathroom. You're just suddenly, completely awake. Heart beating a little faster than it should, mind already spinning, body buzzing with a strange alertness that makes no sense for the middle of the night. You stare at the ceiling, you check the clock, you roll over, try to force yourself back to sleep, and 20 minutes later, you're still lying there. Eventually, you grab your phone, or you walk to the kitchen and stand in front of the fridge, or you sit on the edge of the bed wondering what's wrong with you. If this sounds like your life 2 or 3 nights a week, you're not alone. And something very specific is happening inside your body at that hour. Your stress hormones, your blood sugar, and your nervous system are colliding in a way that most doctors never take the time to walk you through. Tonight, I'm going to explain exactly why your brain is yanking you out of sleep at 3 a.m., what it's actually reacting to, and 5 changes you can make starting tonight to stop it. I'm Dr. Gray. Every week, I break down the silent health risks after 50 in the simplest way possible, using real examples and zero medical jargon, so you can protect your health without needing a medical degree. Your body runs on an internal clock. One of the things that clock controls is a hormone called cortisol, your body's built-in alarm system. Cortisol is what wakes you up in the morning. In a healthy cycle, it stays low and quiet during the night and starts rising slowly around 4 or 5 a.m. to get you ready for the day. But in millions of people, especially after 50, that system misfires. Cortisol surges too early, too hard, and too fast. Instead of a gentle sunrise inside your brain, you get a floodlight at 3 a.m., and your brain treats it like a fire alarm going off in a building where nothing is burning. The question is why? There are 3 main triggers, and almost nobody connects them to their 3 a.m. wake-ups. Your sleep isn't one long continuous state. It cycles through stages roughly every 90 minutes. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM. That's the dreaming stage where your brain sorts through memories and emotions, then back to light again. Around 3 a.m., you're naturally passing through one of those lighter phases. In a healthy body, you drift through it without even noticing. You shift position, maybe mumble something, and slide into the next deep cycle. But during that lighter window, your brain is easier to wake up. Picture yourself floating in a pool on an air mattress, half asleep. In calm water, you stay on. But if even a small wave hits at the wrong moment, you roll off and you're suddenly wide awake in cold water. The 3 a.m. light phase is you on the mattress. The wave is what we need to talk about. 3 waves knock people off at 3 a.m. The first is a blood sugar crash. The second is a cortisol spike that fires too early. The third is a nervous system that never fully calmed down when you went to bed. In most cases, all 3 are connected, and after 50, your body becomes less able to ride through these disruptions without jolting you awake. Trigger 1. Your blood sugar crashes while you sleep. This is the trigger that surprises people the most. You eat dinner at 7 p.m., maybe a dessert at 8. Your blood sugar rises, your body releases insulin to bring it back down, and everything settles. But by 2 or 3 a.m., 6 or 7 hours later, your blood sugar has dropped to its lowest point of the entire day. In your 30s and 40s, your body handled that dip smoothly, and you slept right through it. After 50, the cushion gets thinner. If blood sugar falls too far too fast, your brain reads it the same way it would read an empty fuel tank, as an emergency. It sends an urgent signal to your adrenal glands, 2 small glands that sit on top of your kidneys, telling them to flood your system with cortisol and adrenaline right now. That adrenaline hit is why you don't just gently drift awake. You snap awake. Your heart is thumping. Your mind is instantly running through tomorrow's problems, even though you didn't ask it to. You feel wired in a way that makes absolutely no sense for 3 a.m. You're not waking up because your sleep is broken. You're waking up because your body thinks it's running out of fuel and it yanked the emergency brake. But the blood sugar crash is only the first domino. The next trigger has been building since you woke up yesterday morning. Trigger 2. Your cortisol alarm fires too early. Cortisol is supposed to rise gradually in the early morning hours, a slow, quiet climb that brings you to the surface by 6 or 7 a.m. Your body has been running this program your entire life, but months of chronic stress can rewire the timing. When you've been under pressure for weeks or months, work problems, health worries, family tension, money stress, your adrenal glands get stuck in a state where they never fully power down. Picture a smoke detector with a dying battery. Instead of only going off when there's real smoke, it starts screaming every time you boil water. That's your cortisol system after months of grinding stress. The trigger threshold drops so low that even a normal sleep transition at 3 a.m. sets off the full alarm. Your brain floods with cortisol, your heart rate jumps, your body temperature ticks up, and suddenly you're lying in bed, eyes wide open, feeling like you drank a cup of coffee you never ordered. The stress didn't happen at 3 a.m. It built up all day. But 3 a.m. is when your overworked system can no longer hold it together, and it leaks into your sleep. Trigger 3. Your nervous system never calmed down. This is the one that ties everything together. Your nervous system has 2 gears. One is the alert gear, the part that keeps you sharp, reactive, and ready to respond during the day. The other is the rest gear, the part that slows your heart, relaxes your muscles, and lets you sink into deep sleep. After 50, a lot of people spend the entire day in alert gear and never properly shift before bed. You finish work, eat dinner, answer a few more emails, scroll your phone in bed, watch something tense on TV, and then close your eyes expecting your brain to suddenly flip the switch. It can't. You never gave it the runway it needed to slow down. So your nervous system goes to bed still idling in alert gear. And when that 3 a.m. light sleep window arrives, there's nothing anchoring you in sleep. The smallest bump, a blood sugar dip, a cortisol nudge, even a shift in room temperature pulls you all the way to the surface. Here's what nobody connects. When you wake at 3 a.m., you're cutting short the second half of your night. That's where most of your REM sleep and deep brain cleaning happens. Night after night, you're losing the cycles your brain needs to lock in memories, process the emotional weight of the day, and flush out toxic waste. The 3 a.m. wake-up isn't just annoying. Over months, it's wearing your brain down in ways you'll feel as fog, forgetfulness, and a shorter fuse during the day. Fix 1. Eat something small with protein and fat before bed. A handful of almonds, a spoonful of peanut butter, a small piece of cheese. This gives your body a slow-burning fuel source that keeps blood sugar steady through the night instead of letting it crash. Stay away from anything sugary that spikes blood sugar and guarantees a harder drop later. Fix 2. Stop screens 1 hour before bed. The blue light keeps your nervous system stuck in alert gear long after you've decided to sleep. Read a physical book. Listen to something calm. Give your brain the runway it needs to shift down. Fix 3. Cool your bedroom to 65 degrees or below. Your body needs a temperature drop to enter and stay in deep sleep. A warm room keeps you in lighter stages where you're easier to wake. Fix 4. Ask your doctor about magnesium. Magnesium helps your brain's natural calming system work better. It's the mineral that supports the off switch your nervous system needs at night. Many people over 50 are low on it without knowing. A form called magnesium glycinate is gentler on the stomach than other types and absorbs well. Fix 5. If this has been happening for months, ask about sleep apnea. Sleep apnea causes your breathing to pause during sleep, which triggers the same cortisol adrenaline rush as a blood sugar crash. These pauses cluster heavily between 2 and 6 a.m., and the majority of people who have it don't know. A sleep study can confirm or rule it out in one night. That 3 a.m. wake-up feels random. It feels like your brain just decided to turn on you for no reason. But there is a reason. Every single time. Your blood sugar dropped and your body hit the emergency brake. Or your cortisol surged because your stress system has been running hot for months and it misfired. Or your nervous system was still in alert gear because nothing told it the day was actually over. Once you see the mechanics, the fixes make sense. Steady fuel before bed, a real wind down that gives your brain time to shift gears, a cool room, the right mineral support, and ruling out the medical causes that keep millions of people staring at their ceiling every night without ever understanding why. You don't have to accept 3 a.m. as part of your life. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's responding to conditions you can change, most of them starting tonight. Now you know. The rest is on you.